You're listening to the Last Man In podcast. Covering Winnipeg hockey and the NHL.
Scheifele dances his way in. Scheifele scores! Blake Wheeler finds the far corner. And the Winnipeg Jets win it in overtime.
Woo, woo, woo. Last Man In episode Damn it. Last Man In podcast episode 123.
That was
It's
good.
what you got. Greg's not here again, guys. Got a guest though. Matt's back.
Yes, I am.
He came back finally. It's good. Well, not finally. We invited him back.
Yeah.
We would have had him last week if Greg would have forewarned us of not wanting to be on the podcast. That's right. I said it. There could be a gift gate too.
I thought we were still on the first gift gate.
There was no gift gate tweets.
That's
And
what I
I checked mail today. We have some deli comments. We have some deli and some tweets.
All right.
But we don't have no gift gate, which is fine. It's okay. I got myself my Christmas gift, so it's all good.
You did?
Wrestling shirts. I got a lot. I
Okay.
got 6 of them.
Fair enough.
I have a problem. But wrestling's coming to Winnipeg too. So
I will confess I have not bought Greg a Christmas present yet, and I
I
don't know
did.
if I'm going to.
You know what? I did,
haven't.
but it's such a great. I'm not
To
going to
be
say
fair,
what it is.
though,
want.
I haven't got you one yet.
That's
either,
okay.
so.
Greg's, it's such a great gift for just any hockey fan that if I'm going to wait until I get Greg, this sounds like we're Krampus, but that's fine. I'm waiting until Greg hands me my gift to give him his gift because any hockey fan will love to have Greg's gift. And Dan's is way too personalized to give to anyone else but Dan. Maybe one other person. But Dan knows what it is.
I'm gonna spoil. Well, I sent you the picture of it.
Yeah, I literally told him to pick one of these wrestling shirts.
I'm gonna spoil Greg's Christmas present for right now. I got him a Patrick Laine player tee.
Did you actually?
Yeah, no, but I'm going to.
Yeah.
If I don't get a Christmas present,
Dude,
that's what he's
You know,
getting.
player tees look great, but they're sold out of them. It's a Heritage Classic. I should have got a Shakes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Ooh, they look good. I like them.
His number.
44?
Good number.
Oh, I wanted him to go 7, but then I'm like, Asherot.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, it can't go
44 is
10.
okay.
What was he wearing before? Was it 36?
36 when he got
30
called
yeah.
up. But
He
that
had-
was who
he
was
had-
the original 36?
He had the
Dan,
Mark
don't answer.
Flood number.
Dan, don't answer.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, remember Flood season? Dan and I would joke if they made the playoffs, we were going to bring sandbags and swing them on our heads and then just let her loose. Let her
That
go.
still is a great
Murder
idea.
someone. Yeah.
Great idea.
Mark Flood summer in the KHL. If you have
That's a
fans,
thing.
dude, Flood season. Bring the sandbag.
Yep.
Flood season, baby.
Sandbag.
Or remember that when Mark Flood got called up, Jason Jaffrey also got cut up.
Oh man,
That
was the
bastard,
best week of the NHL.
He teased us so much. How many empty net opportunities did he have? Like
He also
time.
hit like a post a game too.
And like the whole crowd is like, "Yo, come on, Jason, come on."
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. All right,
the
well
good
now that
times.
we're on the Jets. So Jets played 1, 2, 3, 4 games since our last podcast. I'll go oldest to newest. They played the Wings. I went to that game.
You did.
I did. I was there. I started out, walked in the building a Jets fan, very quickly became a Wings fan.
That takes a lot.
Hold on. I'll tell you why. You guys both know why, but I'll tell everyone else. So my older sister is a Wings fan solely off Steve Yzerman, and she still thinks he's with the organization. So let's just clear that up. I'm not kidding. But anyway, she's got
Don't tell her.
Yeah, she's got. I don't want to ruin her, crush her hopes and dreams. Anyway, so she's got her Detroit Red Wings shirt on and hoodie on. No use to have a jersey if you only go to one game a year. Come on now. I mean, realistically. I only have one Flyers shirt, but I own 4 jerseys. That's just stupid.
You have 4 jerseys and you've never been to a Flyers game.
Not in Philly.
Ever.
Good point.
That's true.
I've seen
fair
them.
enough.
The only time I miss the Flyers were the afternoon, which I think you invited me to, but I couldn't get. Someone offered me tickets, but I couldn't get off work that day. The first year they were here were Pronger. And that was the last week that Pronger played professional hockey.
Was it really?
It was
I was
because
there.
on that
That's
same
cool.
road trip they went to Toronto where Grabowski hit him in the eye. That was the next game.
Shit.
Yeah, I know. God damn it!
I was a part of history. I did not even know that.
Yeah, that was a doozy.
I think he scored in that game
He
too.
probably did. Well, I know the Jets won because I think it went to overtime, or they might have even just spanked them. But I know like
I
everyone
think they
else.
spanked him because the OT game was the Yager salute.
Yeah,
You and
I
were
was
both
there.
"Argh."
Oh God, I didn't want to see the Yager salute there. But anyways, ever since I've only missed him in year 1. Nonetheless, my sister, If you have upper deck seats at the MTS Center, during warm-up, they let you go to the bottom bowl to take pictures by the ice. Because, like, obviously, you still want to get a picture. And, like, it's cool to get an upper deck picture. Yeah.
How do they assure that you don't just stay there for the game?
Oh, well, because you're going to try and take someone's seat and
And
eventually...
after like 5 minutes, like when there's 5 minutes left, I'm pretty sure they kick everyone out from like the bottom.
Yeah, because they usually just kind of remember. Like, the only rule is
like,
don't
hey,
stand in the aisle, don't block people. Yeah. Or if you're going to do it quick. So my sister and I go down by the wings bench, and I'm taking her picture, and there's a gentleman stretching his leg up on the board, and, like, he's fully in the picture. And, like, I'm taking the picture, and then I look at him, and he's like, he kind of, like, gives me the, okay. And, like, he's smiling, and my sister has no idea that this gentleman's in the picture. Snap pictures, and then I gave him the thank you head, and I'm like, the good sir. And then my sister looks at him, and he winks at my sister. Steve Ott! Steve Ott! Good guy Steve Ott. I never thought I'd say it.
Good guy.
Good guy Steve Ott.
Yeah.
You know what? It lasted about 6 days, and then he played the Flyers. I hated him again. Yeah. But nonetheless, good guy Steve Ott. It was fantastic. And then I went back to being a Jets fan, and I was sitting beside a guy who's there for...
Oh, so you are a Jets fan?
Well, I'm a Jets fan when they play teams I don't like. Okay. And Detroit is very high up there. They're public enemy number...
That's true. You do,
probably
you do
1A.
like yes.
I don't know.
Who's won? Pittsburgh.
No, I don't hate Pittsburgh. I'm okay with Pittsburgh. Okay, fine. I'll just name like my
Vancouver.
list. Vancouver's so up there.
There it is.
The Kings. Yeah. Drew Doughty. Drew Doughty. I don't even cheer for Drew Doughty on Team Canada. Drew Doughty. So the Kings, Blues, Devils. Ooh.
All the boring teams. I just don't like them.
Boring hockey.
Minnesota.
No, I like Minnesota.
They're boring.
They got all that Flo Granlund. So yeah, but they have a player I love.
They're worse than St. Louis.
And what, playing hockey?
No, boring.
I like watching them play hockey. Yeah, but they'll mix it up, and then they'll fight, and it'll be like, oh, yeah, it's exciting for a minute or two. And then Granlund will get the puck again. And then they'll not score for 41 minutes. And then they'll score again and win the game 2-1. I don't know how. But anyways, so that game, I was sitting beside a gentleman. He was from Ottawa, and he had never been to a Jets game in the MTS Center, and he's just there on business. But, like, he picked up a game, he picked up a ticket to the game, and he's like, oh, I hope Laine scores. And then we're sitting there in warm-up, and he's like, what? Burmistrov's playing? I didn't know he was on the team. Like, see, he wasn't even trying to joke. He's like,
dead serious.
He's like looking at his program, and like I'm looking at the game lineup, and then he looks up and just sees 91, and he's like, what? Like, he was offended, and then he's like, wait, who scratched? And then I'm like, I think it's Kyle Connor. He's like, yeah, good. That makes sense, Jets. That makes sense. Yeah. So it's not only the Winnipeg based fans that are crazy, it's also the Jets fans out of Ottawa. And this guy wasn't even from Winnipeg. He's born and raised Ottawa. He just likes the Jets. Which, I mean, in a sense, aren't great. So They have Carlson.
No, they're doing good this year, though.
Well, Carlson just became their all-time points leader for defensemen. He passed Wade Redden.
Oh,
411 points. I know, right? That's a rough one. 411 points.
I'm pretty sure he's still getting paid by somebody.
What's Buffy getting? What's his record with the Jets? He's got to be
Buff?
Upwards of 200 points now.
Oh, at least.
Well, every year he's played for the Thrashers Jets, he's scored at least 45
He's been
maybe 50.
Probably I think he's been over 50. Well, the lockout year, no, but I think he's been over 50.
I mean, I guess Carlson, you could put pump the brakes because, I mean, he also is the leading scorer on the team every year because he's the guy.
What was he, third last year?
In points, yeah.
As a defenseman, so it's not surprising at all.
But, what happened in the Wings game? Laine scored. Laine also set up a beautiful goal by Buff, which Buff placed it perfectly. I'm against Buff all the time. But I was like, oh, right at the pads. Like, I'm pretty sure he said it, and he just, cheese. Yep. Beautiful. So that's all right. And then the Jets went up 3-1, and then I don't know what the hell is going on, but their collapses are just something.
It's like the complete opposite of the beginning of the year where they were coming back.
Yeah. They got to cut even all year. And so they collapsed. Wings tied the game. Go to overtime. Very exciting in overtime. No goals, though, but I love 3-on-3. Fantastic. Detroit entered the zone and then cleared the zone 3 times to my knowledge. I'm like, why don't you just curl back in? What are you doing? I get they were trying to line change, but out of the 3 times, twice, it was literally just to reestablish. And I was like, what?
Because you want to keep the puck at all times.
I know, but they weren't even pressuring him. The Jets weren't pressuring him that hard.
I got really nervous when they put Drew Stafford on in overtime against Dylan Larkin. I did not like that.
Yeah, well,
I didn't like that.
The one note I have of this is Stafford and Perreault were in the shootout. I'm okay with Perot.
In the shootout. Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
But
yeah.
Stafford, why would you put a guy? He came on.
Wasn't it
He's-
like the fifth
why-
round?
Statistically, he's been good in the shootout,
I
though.
wouldn't have put him in. He's pretty. That's just me though.
But, like, in the past, he's been good.
Who else are you gonna put out there?
Well, for the Jets.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll just name all the good guys like Blake Wheeler,
Blake Wheeler was in the shootout.
Mark Scheifele,
Mark Scheifele was injured.
Ehlers,
Ehlers
Righty
is
wasn't
having
fine.
very bad scoring troubles. He scored-
Line scored because I
Laine
saw it.
scored.
The exact. He's 2 for 2 lifetime. Same move. Same
Oh,
move.
it's disgusting.
Oof. Like no. When he scored it, and everyone's like, yeah. I was sitting there. I'm like,
How did he do that?
still don't know how I put it in.
There's
Still don't
legit.
know. And I watch the replay. I'm like, nope, still don't know. Third replay around is when I'm like, oh.
There's legit
back and forth,
a
fire.
video of the first time he did it and the second time, like side by
yeah, that's
side,
what
and it's
it's
like
exact
almost like
thing.
it's like
Yeah.
in line. It's
And
ridiculous.
it's so smooth. Like I'm like I was there live, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna see it. Nope, didn't see it. They showed the replay. They had to show it again before I finally. I'm like, oh, got it. Okay, it went in. Perfect. Yeah. So what do we have for
I
Buffalo?
crunched some numbers here.
Okay.
He's played for the Jets / Thrashers for six years.
'Kay.
So if you count the 1 year he played for the Thrashers,
Yeah. No. I'm counting it.
he's at 288 points overall in 6 years.
Okay.
So that gives him 48 points a year roughly. But there was a lockout year where he only had 28 points.
Okay.
So if you take that out, he's averaging 52 points a year over the last 5 years.
Dang. All right. So he's
So,
definite. What's
not
the,
quite
He's got to
Carlson,
be
but-
the defensive leader in points. Nope. Toby.
No, for
Thrasher
franchise
Jets count, right?
Oh, he is for sure.
Well, him or Toby.
Because Toby's point totals have dropped off.
Yeah, but Toby
they were
was
really
there
high to
before.
begin with.
Toby was there before Buff, right?
I'll crunch some more numbers.
Yeah, you get back to crunching. But anyway, so
Make me
Wings
use my brain. It hurts.
Yeah, they lost to the Wings, and then they played the Rangers the next night. Nope, 2 nights later they lost 2-1. Didn't watch a minute of this game. Did you watch this, Matt?
I did watch it.
My team.
The Rangers, yeah. Dan insider trading there.
What
I watched.
happened in that game. I don't
Did you?
remember.
You're like, I remember.
I watched a bit.
I remember. And how was it? Was it
I-
okay of a game? I don't remember.
I
at
only
all.
watched the first period and a half.
Rangers are also boring, but I like watching them because they irritate me a lot. And then I start becoming whoever they're playing. I'm like, I'm this team's biggest fan right now. I don't like you, Rangers, but it's not like a hate. It's like a very dislike.
Dislike, yeah.
They find ways.
What happened in the game?
2-1 loss. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
Chris Kreider, the alien. He looks like an alien.
It was 1-1 till about 2 minutes to go, and Stafford took a high-sticking penalty with about 2 minutes to go,
right.
and they scored a power play goal. A minute left in the game.
Okay. All right. So they blew the lead.
Well,
All right.
bad penalty.
And
Bad
then
penalty.
they went to the province of Alberta. And in the province of Alberta, in Calgary, they lost 6-2. What happened? I didn't watch this game. I saw highlights.
There was no chemistry between the team because everyone was line juggled again.
line juggling.
100th time. Like, no, at the beginning of the game, it was Stafford.
Well, they don't
and
get
Perot.
practices.
Stafford, Pro, and Thorburn were their fourth line.
Stafford, Perot, Thorburn.
Was their fourth
Okay.
line. Their third line was Lowry, Kopp, and Tanev.
I'm okay with those
I
lines
like
so
that
far.
line. It's that line's
So
fine.
what, it's the scores that didn't mesh then.
No, it was just the whole kind of thing.
And
didn't
like they
work
had
together.
a break between the Rangers game and the Flames game because the Rangers game was on Thursday, Flames was Saturday night, like late night, because they were the late game on CBC, which means in Calgary it didn't start till 8. They still would have had to be there the night before, but they had the day and like a full half day or full day off before they would have left.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get it, but they lost 6-2. Dougie Hamilton 2 goals. Dougie Hamilton. Come on.
I like him.
And
I
then
think
they
he's a
went
good
to Edmonton, lost 4-2 on a technicality. I would.
What? 3-2 they lost.
No, it was 4-2. They got empty net. Oh yeah, right. They took it back.
They
Connor.
took it back?
Right, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3-2.
Yeah, but what the... It wasn't even like it was an act. It looked like he literally...
Well, let's preface this.
What?
Patrick Laine scored on his own net. What happened was Mark Letestu, the Jet Killer, 4 goals on the Jets. 5 goals this season, 4 of them on the Jets. Came in, 5 minutes left in the game, 2-2. Tie game.
about
5
that.
minutes, yeah.
Shot it and was looking for the goalie kick. Was not looking for a save. They were looking for the kick out for the rebound. Mark Letestu, right-handed, right wing, shot it. Got the kick out from Hellebuck. Yeah, Hellebuck. And I don't know what Edmonton player was there. Missed it. Patrick Laine is on because he curled back. I think he was supposed to go for a change and was just kind of tired. Either way, grabbed the puck. I know his thinking here. Like, I'll tweet a gif or a video of what happened. If you haven't seen it yet, I'd be shocked. But I think what happened was he meant to like just rip it off the boards in front of him for some reason, or like bounce
just
it off
dump it in the
behind the
corner.
net.
Yeah.
Get it
Just
away from the front of the net.
All mesh, straight in his own net, like rocketed it, just rifle.
Top corner, just like he does every time he shoots
Yeah.
it almost.
And then he curled and just went straight to the
I
bench.
feel like the puck just was on his stick, and it was just like a natural reaction for him to
Yeah.
just like do
Oh,
something,
of course.
and he just and you could tell right away he's like, "Fuck."
Well, I think in his interview, like I don't know if the quote for quote what he said, but he essentially said like it was just like a reactionary play. Obviously, didn't mean to do it. Yeah, no kidding. No one's gonna try and score in their own net.
Well, but the media, stupid media. Oh, why'd you do that? I didn't mean to do it.
Yeah, no.
He kind of
Yeah.
They kind of asked him like, "Oh, so what happened there?" And he's like, "Well, I'm pretty sure what he said was, well, everyone saw what happened, so that's what happened."
You can't do much. You
Like,
can't do much.
Apparently,
with that.
Blake Wheeler was pissed at the media after the game.
Oh yeah.
Apparently,
well,
they were like crowding Line and like swarming him. And apparently, Wheeler was standing there with his arms crossed, just like death staring everyone.
yeah.
Basically saying like, "Give the kid a break."
Yeah,
Like,
I know. I understand Blake
like-
Wheeler being the leader. He did come over and like console him and say something, which is great of a leader. To
and
be
I
the
get that the
captain.
media has to get their quote, but like,
Hold
at
on.
the same time, like,
It's also every player goes through this. He just happened to, instead of having a bad game or like blowing a tire at the blue line as a defenseman and allowing a 2-on-0, he just did birth by fire and scored the game winner on his own goal.
Well, Ehlers did that earlier this year in overtime
Oh,
against
gee.
Colorado.
Yep.
It was not to the extent because he didn't
No,
rip
see,
it.
yes, see, that's the thing. It's like because he literally like ripped it in net. Like
it was a good show.
oh yeah, even Danny Heatley, like that, not Danny Heatley on Twitter, like had some fun with it. But
Yeah.
one of my favorite quotes was like, even when he's scoring on his own goal, he goes top cheese.
Hey, Brian McCabe did backhand roof overtime.
Yeah, or that KHL guy, Greg told us about last year, how he just like he dropped on one knee, like barred down on his goal. It wasn't the game winner, but that's another thing too. Like clearly, Line A obviously wanted that one back, but lesson learned. So they what they're
Tough
4-0-4 in the last 4 games.
Yep.
3-1.
0-3-1. Okay,
Alright,
well yeah, they
the
get the
rest
point. They
overtime.
get the point.
But they're very streaky.
Oh yeah,
Because they went 0-5 on the road trip, then they went like 4-0-1, and then now they're 0-3-1. So they're very streaky,
Yeah. Well now.
which it never really ends up being a good thing in the end.
Yeah, but what is great is that the Jets yesterday, because today being Tuesday, they played Sunday. They gave both the players 2 days off, which is probably this has got to be the first 2 day
First time
break.
since October 21st they've had 2 days off.
They played 32 games in 60 days. It is the new record for most games played.
Is it
And
really?
I'm like, yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Wow.
They legitimately have had the worst schedule.
So they've had a game like, I mean, obviously this is a little less than the average, but a game every 2 days for the last 60
Less
days.
than that.
Less
They've
than
had
No, well, yeah, because
Like,
the
yeah.
extra 2. But I
Yeah.
mean,
But still.
still, like,
like some teams have played 5 less games than them, and if you equate that over time, that's like a week to a week and a half off that other teams have had that the Jets have been traveling or playing.
yeah. Well, that's like the Flyers have, on their current
And the
run-
back-to-backs that they get too.
Oh no! Oh man, yeah, they're getting
Like-
crushed. So well,
Like,
yeah, look at
you can't-
Edmonton. Yeah,
And like all you can really hope is that other team schedules even out, and yet these teams have to go through it at some point in the next 3 months, 4
well,
months.
wasn't there a
I'm
more?
pretty sure they all do because of the
Yeah.
World Cup and because of that 7-day
That
break,
break,
they're
yeah.
getting. Every team's going to go through this. So it's almost like we have our catch-up time now when everyone else is going to be tired, and we'll have that nice stretch.
And hopefully they
of-
have an easy stretch for the next
Well,
what
not-
we
They have to get
10
healthy
days?
too.
Hold on, what day is it? Yeah, the next 10. Yeah, for the next 11 days. How
They
many?
have a
games
little
do they
mini
have?
playoff series next week in Vancouver.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
They play Vancouver Tuesday in Vancouver, and then they play Vancouver in Vancouver again on Thursday.
Oh wow, look at that.
That's going to be interesting.
Well, didn't
Dumb
Maurice have a
schedule.
quote after the Oiler game or like on Monday asking about the schedule, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, it's great, love it."
Yeah,
So
he's
sarcastic.
very
Yeah,
cheery.
But yeah, I mean, you're gonna win some, you're gonna
Did you
lose
hear his
some.
quote after Saturday's night's game?
No.
Someone, because that was a game against Calgary where
Yeah,
they
16.
they played terrible. It was brutal.
Yeah.
But someone asked him, they're like, "Oh, do you feel bad for your goalies?" He's like, "Fuck no." He literally said, he's like, "Fuck no." They had to censor him.
Nice.
He was pissed.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have that, but I mean, you live and learn, and they'll get over it hopefully.
He's still the best coach to lip read. Oh my god.
Oh, fantastic.
Especially when it's a bad penalty, because if it's a bad call, the first place they're going is to Maurice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and you could tell that lip service is just ridiculous. Yeah. All right, so going to the baby brothers of the Moose.
Oh, wait, I crunched some
Jets.
numbers.
Oh, you crushed more numbers. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, for Toby.
So, this is going into the season that we're on now. So, going into this season, Toby had one less career point than Dustin Bufflin. But Bufflin has more points because that's just with Thrasher's Jets. So, Bufflin had 288 points over 6 years with Thrasher's Jets. Toby had 287 points over 9 years in his whole career with the team. So if you average it out, Toby only is averaging 32 points a year.
But so right now it's literally like on any given week it's Toby or Buff leading for points all time.
No,
Bufflin's way ahead now.
Toby doesn't get a lot of points.
Toby's dipped a lot.
No, but you just said Toby is 287. I'm saying like
going into
this year.
But franchise.
This is before
franchise.
Yeah.
This
but
is before
Bufflin,
the season though.
So Buff's still got maybe 20 points in him right now. Is what you're telling me.
Oh, probably because Buff's got.
I'm saying like, say if Buff gets injured, Toby could take it back and switch it back.
Oh yeah.
But are they? So who's the leader like all time? Is it Buff and Toby then?
For D?
Yeah. Well, you would know. You were a Thrashers fan. Like
who else is going to be there?
I don't know. Like Shane 90.
Good one. He actually did score in the playoffs when they made the playoffs though.
Well, there you go. Goddamn right he did. That's right. He was the OG number 34, not James Rhymetime, not Austin Matthews.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm pretty sure I had a tweet about that when Matthews got drafted. He's like, "Thanks, Austin Matthews. You're making my son think I'm cool again, wearing 34." Yeah, that's true.
It's a horrible number.
Yeah. Well, the Moose, they're playing right now. I don't know what the score was when we last left off.
It was
but
3-2
for the Moose.
for the Checkers.
Oh, Charlotte Checkers. All right. Oh, you know who used to play for the Checkers? Dan, your favorite player. Zach Dalpe. You know Zach Dalpe? He plays for the Minnesota Wild now. He went to the children's hospital or some type of like children's benefit. He can shred on acoustic guitar. He put on a private show. Dan, I know what I'm getting when I win millions of dollars for your birthday. I'm going to get you a private Zach Dalpe acoustic concert.
Beautiful.
In this room, actually.
Beautiful.
Just be you and him.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can he wear a Hurricanes jersey, please?
Damn right you can. Yep. I'm going to get you one, too. I'm going to get him to sign it for you.
Then it better be that hideous black one with like the stick and the
Sure, of course. Whatever you
thing
want,
on
buddy.
it.
I'll get it for you. But anyways, this week, so I guess, okay, well, I won't count that game. We're currently going on. But the Moose went 0-2 against the Lake Erie Monsters, also known as the Cleveland Monsters now.
Yeah, they officially changed that, eh?
Keynote, though, Kyle Connor got sent down. First game he played, he had one assist on the one goal. That they lost 5-1, but he had the one assist. And then they lost 2-1 in a shootout loss, and he had the one goal. He had a goal in the shootout, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Greg told me this. Actually, I think
I will not correct you because I don't know.
I think it might be he got the goal. Either way, he scored a goal, whether it was in shootout or not. He still put puck in twine.
He apparently had like a 3-minute shift in overtime too.
Kyle Connor?
Yeah, he just would not come off the ice. He was just up and down apparently.
Well,
Why
it's
not?
his first 3-minute shift in like a year.
Yeah, it's his first shift that's longer than what? Like
He's better
36
off
seconds?
being down there for this
Oh,
year.
fantastic.
Because
Oh,
like, there's nothing wrong.
Like,
Like he was doing fine, but there's just not a spot for him.
It doesn't even have to be this whole year because when do we get rid of Stafford? Because he's too slow.
No, that's true.
And whatever.
Deadline, just dump him.
Is he
Yeah,
on
I think
his
so.
expiring contract?
He's
Stafford?
done at the end of the year. I can't see them bringing him.
Okay.
No, there's no room
Stafford. Hold on, there's someone else.
for him.
Well, Thorburn will be gone.
Thorburn.
Yeah.
Yes.
You mean Scorburn?
Yeah!
Scorburn.
Yeah, he did score in the game against Edmonton, and Blake Wheeler lost his mind.
It was actually that was
The
actually
whole bench
hilarious.
loved it.
So
So,
that
I
was,
mean,
that was
it's
good
good.
when he came back
That
from
was
injury,
good.
so he's just super excited about coming back.
Yeah. Oh, another big
I will
news.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Thorburn has as many goals as Andrew Ladd. I'm 3.
Yeah, you get on that.
I'm
You
pretty
do,
sure.
you do that. Another big news, I guess, to cheer him up because he didn't get invited to World Junior Camp. Logan Stanley got an entry-level contract from the Jets, and it's a max one.
That was weird.
In
Because
the
they even
middle.
straight up said
December 6th is when it happened.
Because they even
the
straight up
the next No News Tuesdays is the next day.
but they even said like, oh yeah, he's still like 2 years away from making the team. I'm like, then why would
I think they do it because it's in June in the CHL. It's kind of as a like a merit thing, like, oh, here you
Oh.
go. But that's dangerous game to play because that counts as an NHL contract, and you're only allowed 50 on your team. I don't know how many the Jets have right now.
They're still below that 50 mark. I think they're like
I-
45.
The magic number you want to be at going into deadlines, like 46, 47. You want room to take on a garbage contract, but you also want room to like potentially take on a few guys.
Well, when you look at it, they're losing 3 guys next year with Stafford, and then 1 for the expansion draft.
Yep.
Bro.
Potentially, we don't know.
I think
But
it's
either
Bro.
way, that's why Logan Stanley, it's kind of on good merit. He's having a decent season. He's going to play in the Memorial Cup, so Jets fans or any hockey fan who wants to learn about Jets prospects are a big one for the future, physically and literally, would be Logan Stanley.
He's like Tyler Myers meets... Who's a defenseman that fights a lot?
Who
You
fights.
could just call him a
lot.
Chara.
He's
Just call him a
mean.
Chara.
He's like Tyler Myers, but mean.
Okay, so he's... Nope. First guy came to
Chara.
mind was Weber, and I'm like, well, let's pump those brakes.
Yeah, no.
Nice.
Well,
Whoa, easy, easy. Yeah, so that's what happened in Jets land. All right, and in the mailbag, there's actually a bunch of notes, so I got them right here. I'm excited. All right, first off, I got them in a row of how I want to talk about them, too. We're not going to stick to it at all.
well, we have to call Greg in 10 minutes, so...
Yeah, exactly. Well,
We
yeah.
don't have
we'll
to call
speed
Greg
round
in
it. We'll
10
speed
minutes.
round it. Okay, first off, thoughts on the Golden Knights trademark being rejected because there's a St. John's Golden Knights in the NCAA, and they own multiple like
St. John's
records.
like where?
Pissify now, guys. I didn't
Pissifino.
lose-
St. John's Pissifino.
No, I don't know. I don't know where this is. Maybe North Carolina. Pull that up. Type in St. John's Golden Knights. You're the stats guy today. Dan, stats guy. Do you think they're going to pull through and actually get Golden Knights?
So what? They're not allowed to use the name now?
Currently,
Or
right
It's
now,
already-
according to
it's
U.S.
already
law,
trademarked,
they are
right?
not allowed because it's
Really?
trademarked. Yeah. You think
How do you think you not figured
you
that
think
shit
they'd
out?
approve it before they made the Golden
Big
Knights?
announcement.
They'll just pay it. They'll give this NCAA team as much
But
money
see,
as they
that's
need
hold
to.
on. That's the thing. That's the catch. They own records, and when you own records, it changes things because then in those record books, they're gonna have to change the name of it. So that's a bigger deal, right?
I'll just change it to the Desert Knights or something. It's a terrible name either way.
I like Desert Knights too, and you don't even really have to
That's
change
the one I
the
like.
logo.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
You can, and the color, the color kind of looks like sand, anyways.
It's
It's
exactly,
not
it'd be
gold.
perfect.
It's like a copper gold. You
You
know?
can still use the gold color for the desert. You don't have to use a kind of whatever color.
There's been a bunch of jokes going around that they should just call them the Vegas Magneto helmets because that's kind of what the logo.
But then
looks
again, Magneto, they
Yeah.
can't use that name.
like. But it's funny.
Where's St. John's from?
I'm trying to find
Dan,
it.
I
I
said-
literally can't.
Are you on? No, I said internet.
I am.
Oh,
on
you
the
are on the
internet.
internet. I thought
on
it
the
was Twitter.
internet. No,
Trying to call him out.
The
Nope.
interweb.
All right. Well, I think it'll be interesting to see. We'll clearly update it. Thanks for making an announcement to say that you're going to make an announcement to announce a team name that you haven't even okayed the trademark yet. Okay, Vegas. This is starting off fantastic.
The U.S. Army parachute team, one of the most decorated in the world, also goes by the Golden Knights and has since the 1960s.
U.S. Army?
Parachute team.
Oh, shit.
They're the Golden Knights.
Oh, they're going. Yeah, but that's not even the one I'm thinking of talking about. That's like Golden Knights to college. It's like St. John's something.
I don't know.
I could be totally wrong. All right. Well, we'll move on. Something that hits pretty close to home for us, at least. Dakota Community Center, based out of Winnipeg. Or, sorry.
Yeah, we
formerly the Dakota...
figured out how they're affording that big upgrade.
Yeah, there you go. So they're doing a big old upgrade to have a field house and have a yoga studio, a running track, basketball courts, like classrooms and stuff. And it's like a multi-million-dollar upgrade. Well, the actual name of we call it Dakota Community Center. But as of 6 years ago, it was officially renamed aptly the Jonathan Taves Community Center. Well, Johnny T himself donated $1 million to the upgrades
Oh, good for him.
to help it along. Oh yeah, I'm sure he can afford it. He only makes $9 mil after tax.
Yeah, you know.
No, I mean I'm sure he
Plus
brings
his signing,
some weight.
plus his bonus from every cup win.
Oh, and his contract from Bauer. Oh wait, does that count? Yes, it does. You know how they get around that? Bauer did some digging. Okay, so Bauer, you know how Bauer went bankrupt, but then they got bought again, and they're going to continue to be Bauer. Well, Bauer, those sneaky bastards. So what I read, I don't know if this is true or not, but Bauer put like Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taves, Andre Kopitar, like big names who are under Bauer, Drew Doughty, instead of putting them as sponsors, where like when you go bankrupt, they lose their contracts, they put them as employees of the company, so they can't cut the money that they're paying them. Oh, Bauer,
Cheeky.
you dirty dogs!
Cheeky.
Oh, they know how to do business. When I saw that, I was like, the piss out of here. What? Do that again. So, yeah. Well, I don't even know power. Oh, yeah, taste. All right. Oh, big news. Big news. I know you guys already know. You're all excited. The Flyers are 9-0 in their last 9 games. That's right. And along this fun stretch, Steve Mason has been named the first star of the week last week. This week, Jakub Voracek. And he's officially second in points. For now.
Tied for second with
Tied for second
4
now?
other guys.
That's fine. I took a screenshot. It'll last forever in my heart.
I'm pretty sure right now Voracek,
McDavid.
Malkin, Crosby, and Tarasenko all have 32 points right now.
And then McDavid's got 38.
39.
39.
And Kessel's right there with 31. Like,
Oh, yeah,
there's
but
3 guys in the top 6,
Well,
and they're all on pit.
let's put a
That's
star
what
beside.
happens when Mark Scheifele gets hurt.
Let's put the star beside the Flyers because the Penguins, as much as the Flyers are winning, the Penguins are also winning 7-0 in their last 7 games. Come on.
Dude, Crosby, like I said, something. He's on pace. Like if you extrapolate his points and goals over a season, he's on pace for like 76 goals in 82 games.
That's
It's
terrifying.
stupid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So, that's
It
fine.
should slow down.
Speaking of...
You would think so, but
Yeah.
it hasn't.
But it's Crosby, though, so I
and then
never
when he
know with
scores
him.
goals like last night, he was like, oh, let me just wait for it to drop in front of hip level, hit it out of the air.
It's the
And I'm
second time he's done that
like,
this year.
God.
It's the last time he's done it in like 2 weeks.
Unbelievable.
Show off.
Speaking of scoring goals...
Maybe when he got his concussion, he got like
Yeah.
superpowers.
Maybe.
I don't know.
They put him in that hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z. The Habs, they avenged their loss against the Columbus Blue Jackets on Colorado. They scored 6 goals in the first period, and they ended up scoring 10 over the course of the game. They won 10-1. Pacioretty had 4
When's the
goals.
last time a team scored 10 goals in a season and also had 10 goals scored against them in a season?
I'm sure someone tweeted it. I did not see that
I don't
tweet.
know. I don't know.
I don't have the answer
I'm
for you.
curious though because 10 goals doesn't happen. It happens like once a year maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have that answer for you.
I don't know.
I
At
wish
least
I did.
Colorado switched their goalies, unlike when Montreal happened to it on Montoya.
Hey Al, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Piss off.
But they actually switched him twice. Because I think Pickard started,
They put him back
and
in.
then Varlamov
God.
went in, let in 6 goals, and they're like, hey, go back in. This is getting out of hand.
It's okay. We'll buy a poutine. We'll buy a
wouldn't go
poutine
back
after
in.
the game. You get in there, buddy.
I wouldn't go back in, but no.
Fuck you.
No.
You go in.
Are you going to test Varlamov? Isn't that the guy who didn't do nice things to his alleged wife?
Allegedly.
Alleged.
Allegedly.
You go down that alley, you can't. You know where it goes.
Well, who got traded because of that? Come on. Someone got traded out of Colorado. Wasn't it Max Talbot? Someone?
I have no idea.
I don't want to get the
Never heard that
interworkings of this rumors. But anyways, I'm not testing Varlamov. All right,
Are you
guys.
talking about, what's his face? The Russian guy from L.A.? That got, like,
Voinov?
deported?
No,
No?
not him. Like Varlamov, some bad stuff happened with him and his wife, domestic violence stuff, a couple years ago, and a player got traded because of it, because allegedly he was like sleeping with Varlamov's wife, and then Varlamov went home and did not nice things. Nonetheless,
That reminds me of
Let-
the Pronger Carter Richards rumor
Let's
that I heard way
shut
back
up.
when.
that didn't happen. We're not talking about it either. That was one of the worst days in Cameron's jersey owning history.
And
Like
they were like
$800 gone.
They were like,
in
what?
an hour.
traded within like the hour.
Oh, it was on. I think I've told this plenty of times on podcasts. I'll tell it one more time. On the way to a Bomber game, stuck in traffic because in Winnipeg here, not like normal cities, we don't build under train tracks or over train tracks. We just drive across.
We're
them.
starting to,
It was slowly.
but it
Anyway.
means they have to tear up the road that's already there to do it.
So we were waiting for a train. My dad calls me. He's like, hey, see, Richards got traded to LA. I'm like, haha, funny, Dad. And he's like, guess you're gonna need a couple new jerseys. And I'm like, what? Yeah, right. And he's like, no, seriously, you're gonna want to check Twitter. And I'm like, oh no. And I checked. I'm like, oh, come on, what? And then, as I'm walking into the Bomber Stadium, he's like, hey, not a great day for you in Jersey. Said Jeff Carter just got traded. I'm like, haha, funny, Dad. Bye. No shit. I had 5 missed texts pretty much as I was on the phone with my dad. Open those texts. Carter and Richards. And I'm like, okay, this can't be a hoax. Come on now. Yep. Yeah. Within an hour, I had a Richards alternate, a Richards home, and a Jeff Carter away. $600. 1 hour.
But that had a happy
Gone.
that had a happy ending because they went their separate ways and then they came back together and they won a cup.
They did.
So
You know what?
Like,
and I couldn't even
within
cheer.
the year.
I couldn't even cheer for them either. Why? What team was it for?
So you
LA. I can't.
All they were missing was good players around them, and they won a cup.
Dan, you're a monster.
That's it.
You know what? You got to look at
That's
the
it.
bright side. Couturier and Voracek. Let's look at the bright side, okay? They're doing great. Well, one of them's doing great. Couturier's injured. Nonetheless, I'm going to go see some trades and signings that happened this week.
You're not going to talk about those beautiful jerseys that got unveiled?
Oh, yeah. I did write that, too. And my notes are all over
They're
the
okay.
place. Okay, the Flyers released Stadium Series jerseys. They're all black.
They're better than those gold
Way
piece of crap.
better
50th
than the gold
anniversary
piece of
ones.
shit.
I don't know. I'm still on the fence.
gold
ones
looks
are
terrible.
growing on. They're growing on me.
No, they're
like
not.
a lot. I kind of like them now.
You're forcing yourself to like
No,
those, and you know
yeah,
because
but
they're
I still
awful.
like it.
They're awful.
You know when someone scribbles a bunch of like colored shit on a paper and they're like, oh, it's abstract. You have to look at it the right way. That's what those jerseys are. But no matter what way you look at them, they're terrible.
It's like someone put those jerseys into paint, and you know how like you used to go on there and you just like dump the paint.
Yeah,
They
you
just
dump
like
the colors.
there's a dump on gold. They're
Shimmer.
like, oh, that looks okay, but
And then-
it really doesn't.
And then you have to get, and then you have to get the eraser thing, but it erases every layer of your drawing. So then there's a big white mark in the middle. That's basically what those jerseys look like.
Well, I don't mind them. The black ones are okay. I'll tweet out a picture of that too. Hold on. What am I supposed to tweet? GIF, line A.
Remember the Islander ones from a couple of years ago?
Shut. Don't you compare
Those
them.
ones were better.
Oh, shut the hell out of here. You're a liar.
In the 50th
You know
anniversary.
you're a liar.
No.
You're lying.
Those were
Lies.
better.
All right. Well, they released their Stadium Series jerseys. I like the Pens ones better because they're actually, I don't know. I don't like all black jerseys.
Is
I mean, I
Chicago
know-
in an outdoor game again this year?
Yeah, and the jerseys are the exact same.
Why?
Because it's Chicago.
Do something different with the jerseys. Make them purple. I
No,
don't care.
stop. Whoever's had one. Flyers, this is their fourth outside game? Yeah, I think so. Yep, they played the Bruins, the Hawks, and
Every time
the
I hear
Pens.
that Chicago gets another outdoor
No, they're
game,
now playing the Pens. This is third.
every time I hear they get another outdoor game, I have the same reaction I had when that guy won the 50-50 twice in like a week at the Jets
Yep,
games.
because you were at the first
First
game, I was
time
at
you're
the
like,
second
okay, yeah. Second time you're like, fuck you.
game. Hey, trip down, push him down the stairs. He can afford it. It's fine. Yeah,
That's how I feel now every time I see that.
yeah. I want everyone to have a turn, like in a game. That's fine.
Yeah, but before this year, who would have wanted to see like a Columbus, New Jersey?
That's true. Like I get you go with the ride the hot hand and ride what's hot, but like come on.
Chicago's had like 6 or 7?
Win 3 Stanley Cups
Jonathan
in 6
Taves,
years.
you know what Jonathan Taves wants? To sleep in on January 1st. That's all he wants. That's
just
what the
once.
Chicago Blackhawks want.
He hasn't done it forever because even when he was not in the NHL, he was playing juniors.
Yeah, all he wants is to snuggle up beside a log fire at Christmas, not behind you would die. You'd be dead. You'd be in an oven. Anyways, he just wants to cuddle up beside a log fire, have some hot cocoa, go to bed, and not worry about waking up in the morning at a specific time.
Well,
At
I mean,
all, that's all he wants.
if he sleeps behind the fire, he doesn't worry about waking up, period. So that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to go to sleep forever is what he's going to do. But anyways, all right, so here we go. Trades and signings. These are big ones. I'm going to leave the best
There
for
was
last.
trades and signings?
Trades and signings. This finally. Peter Holland got traded to the Coyotes. Finally.
For a
Leafs are-
conditional 6th, which
You know-
will end up being nothing.
You know what the condition is?
What?
If the Coyotes sign him or trade him, they get a 6th. Otherwise, nothing happens. They gave him away. Straight up gave him away. You know what's great about Peter Holland, too? He's like, because of Max Domi's injury, he's like automatically their second center. Like second line center for nothing. The Coyotes also claimed Josh Juris off waivers from the Rangers. So suddenly they got 2/3 of their second line in a day. It's fantastic.
Amazing
great,
how that
great
works,
game
eh?
for the Coyotes. And here we go. Oh, yeah. This is junior news, but I'm going to say it anyways. Pierre-Luc Dubois, 3rd pick overall by the Columbus Blue Jackets, was playing for the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles, got traded to the Blainville Warriors Armada.
The what?
The BB Armada. I went to French school, and it's a tough one to say.
You still can't say it.
No, Blainville Warriors. Fuck, like, I want to... I'll leave it. Anyways, that's a monster trade. He's one of the best players in junior. He's going to tear up World Juniors. I'll lead to that. You know what? I thought the Islanders were done making bad signings with Casey Cizikas. Oh, no.
Oh, that one.
Were they excited? They were like, you know what? I think we have a podcast fan in Winnipeg who really, this is the only thing I'm asking Greg. That's the only thing I'm going to call him for. We'll leave it till after. But the Islanders signed Cal Clutterbuck 5 years, $17.5 million, $3.5 million a year.
For how long?
5 years.
How old is he?
29.
He's 29.
That's not
He
terrible.
signed a fourth liner for $3.5 million. Their fourth line is now locked
he
up in
plays penalty
$6
kill
million.
with them though too.
You know what? The most interesting stat I have about Kyle Clutterbuck, I did love him. I don't dislike him. Was one night, this is 2 years ago, Kyle Clutterbuck was third star of the NHL night. Third star.
Heard about this one.
I was like, how could he be third star? I don't see a goal. I don't see an assist. I don't see a penalty. No, he had 10 hits. He was third NHL star? Come on, what are you doing?
Back in the day, I quite liked him a lot.
Oh, me too. His nickname was Buttercup for the Minnesota Wild. And fans actually, when you go to Wild games and they have 22 Buttercup, it's not for Nino Niederreiter. It's because when Cal Clutterbuck first got there, he wouldn't go into the corners and like crush people like he used to. He had to grow into it. So they called him Buttercup because he's soft.
Jeez.
And people paid money to get Buttercup on a name bar, on a jersey.
By the way, Peter Holland has 2 assists tonight in the game against Detroit.
So he's leading Arizona in points.
So-
He's second, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I love it? I said
Toronto's
Arizona
going to
too.
rue
I'm
the
not
day
saying
that they got rid of him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know what? I guarantee, and Greg's going to say it too, I guarantee next time they play, Holland's scoring. It's the Leafs curse and Jets curse too.
Jets curse.
If you're on a goal scoring drought, come on down to Winnipeg. It's happening now.
Remember how I said last week? Like I'm pretty sure, like when you look at it, like the star players, like they have the most career points against one team. It's always fucking Winnipeg.
Always.
Every goddamn time.
Every time.
Every time.
Even Peter Holland's got his.
Oh, probably.
his career.
Freaking, I'm pretty sure Mark Letestu has 6 goals this year, and I'm pretty sure 5 of them
No, he has 5 goals, 4 on the Jets.
are against the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably got like 9 career goals. No, he's got more. He played with Crosby. Fine. He's got 21 goals. 19 and a half of those are on the
I'm
Jets.
pretty sure he has 5 against the Jets. He scored 1 in the Winter Classic. He
Yeah.
scored 2 on Sunday, and he scored 2 when they played here 2 weeks ago.
Oh, so 6 of his 5.
so he's
Either
got-
way,
he's got-
one less of his total is on all the Jets.
6 of his 5 goals are
Yeah.
against the Jets. Yes.
Yeah. Unbelievable. All right, well,
right over,
No, I didn't.
right over your head.
no, I did. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, one less. Right?
No.
You made a joke? I missed it.
You said 6 of his 5 goals.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Well, let's go into some injuries.
Ooh.
Injury
It would have been
suspension.
bad. I should have left
Yeah.
it. I'm sorry.
Injury suspensions and fines. Mark Borowiecki got 2 games for his hit on Tyler Toffoli. Surprised it wasn't more. That was a rough one.
I actually missed
I
that
haven't
one.
seen it.
Very bad hit. It was like directly from behind, clear headshot. And then we got Jamie Oleksiak 2 games for a headshot to Chris Vandevelde. And then we got injuries. Matt Bolesky 6 weeks with his right knee. Something wrong with his right knee. Darnell Nurse had surgery. He's out 12 weeks with an ankle issue and like torn ligaments.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Max Domi out 6 weeks. He had to have hand surgery. He fought and he was smiling as he was bleeding and whatnot.
That's one of those
I'm
fights
not
where
even surprised.
Very reminiscent of
That's one of
Father
those
Time.
fights where you gotta get your butt kicked, but then you're laughing when you skate off the ice.
Yeah,
That's what
for
that
sure.
was.
Oh, no, yeah, 100%. And then who else we got? Oh, Mark Streit out 2 weeks, upper body injury. Not much.
Oh, whatever will the Flyers do?
Hey, Dan. be
Succeed more,
respectful.
probably.
Yeah. Pro World's doing fantastic. Milestones. Again, look, hit 1,500 games, and he was, as a 1,500 treat, he got to play that game against the Habs.
He was actually in the lineup.
Yeah, he was there. They were like, happy birthday, 1,500 birthday games. There you go, buddy. Chris Neal hit 1,000 games, which blew me out of the water. I didn't know he's played 1,000
And all with
games.
Ottawa.
All with Ottawa, yeah. Shane Doan is now the all-time leader in Winnipeg/Arizona franchise history in assists, goals, points, games played, game-winning goals, and power play goals. Pretty much every statistical category. He is the leader. Jamie Benn hit 200 career goals.
That's it.
Good for you, Jamie.
Ovechkin hit 200 career power play goals.
There's that.
So there's that. Eric Stahl at 800 points. You'd think he'd score more, eh? I thought he had more than
Sounds
that.
about right.
He's dipped quite a bit, though.
I know, but when the years he was on, he was on.
Well, yeah. He was
But then
getting-
again, it was Carolina.
But he's only played 10 years, too.
That's true. And then, yeah, I mentioned Carlson. Oh, right. And I'll mention World Juniors, Jack Roslovic. I think I mentioned this, but he did get invited to World Junior Camp. Is he playing with the Moose yet? No, because their camp, Team USA, they only make it so that they have to cut 4 guys instead of like Canada where they're like, we're going to bring like 2 full rosters.
So basically, if he's like, yeah, I'll come, they're like, hey, you're on the team.
Oh, if he shows up, he's on the team. And the Moose would be mad and crazy to not allow him to play. They have to. There's no bad out of this. That's a lie. The bad would be he gets ran, injured, done for the season, surgery.
Yeah, but you'd have probably a better chance of getting that done at the A because people are bigger and stronger in
That's
the
true.
A
That's
than they are
true.
in
Either way, I
juniors.
want to see him make Team USA and Eric Foley also make it. I am putting my Cameron Holmes stamp on it, personally guaranteeing Eric Foley makes that team. They need sandpaper, and that guy's a prick. Like a good prick.
You know
but a
who's
prick.
mean? Brendan Lemieux. He is not nice.
He's not. Yeah, we went and saw him,
Yeah.
and then you saw him the next game.
I sat like very,
you mentioned this last
very
podcast.
close to the ice, and I could lip read very well what he said to a lot of people. He's not nice.
Well, here's some downside back to World Juniors here would be Team Canada made their first cuts today. They cut Austin Wagner, Regina Pats. They cut Brett Howden. Kind of sucks.
Is he the
They
brother of
Quinton.
Quinton Howden?
It is, little brother. So he got sent back to Moose Jaw. Victor Mete, first defenseman cut, London Knights. And then Nick Merkley. So Nick Merkley's been invited twice, cut twice. Dan mentioned before the podcast started, Angelo Esposito got invited how many years in a row?
3. It was 3 in a row, wasn't it?
Yeah, 3 before he finally
And I think they finally gave it to him out of like pity.
Well, you don't want him to do anything rash, you know.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying, you don't know. They're young and impressionable.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah, we're hinting at suicide. No joking matter.
I
No
wasn't.
joking matter.
You said it.
Cameron
You said it.
said this, yeah. And so Nick Merkley cut twice. Big surprise, though. Not big surprise. Brett Howden looked great. But now, because Nolan Patrick didn't get cleared to make camp, and Brett Howden didn't make it, no Manitobans on the team this year. Kind of disappointing.
That's okay.
Yep. All right.
We were supposed to call Greg 10 minutes ago.
We were, but that's okay. I'll
It
call him
doesn't
right
matter.
now. What else I was going to say?
I have a fun stat about Vancouver.
Oh,
It's not even a stat, so I'm going to give you a play-by-play of their game tonight.
You go. Let me have it.
They were playing Carolina.
Uh-oh.
In Carolina.
Yep.
It was 2-1 Hurricanes after the first period. Vancouver scored 4 goals in the second period, so they were up 5-2 going into the third. Pretty good, right? They gave up 6 goals in the third period to
Oh,
lose
no.
8-6.
Wait.
This
Kate,
tonight.
Give me the goals. Give me the goals.
Right there.
Give me the goals. Come on,
Who?
Slavin.
Like
Jacob Slavin
like
from
third
Denver.
period goals?
Yep. No, all goals. Just tell me if Slavin or Justin, the fucking All-Star Falk, scored. And I was telling Matt I should stop swearing, and I've sweared so much on this podcast.
The
I'm
All-Star
sorry.
did get a goal.
Yeah.
You know who else got a goal?
Jacob Slavin from Denver.
Ron Hainsey.
No! Blast of the past, Ron Haynes. He's in it to win
Oh
it.
my god.
Oh, goodness
How
gracious.
bad
Oh, no.
is Vancouver? Holy.
They're terrible. They're something else. All right, I'll go to the deli first because we do have comments. Actually, I'll go to Twitter first. From Alex Cage, he commented, only question is, are you guys going to watch Total Nonstop Deletion? It's TNA. Wrestling. Matt, no. Greg, hard no.
I'll probably watch it on YouTube after the fact.
Yeah.
But
And
at this point, TNA doesn't. I could care less.
And
about
he
TNA.
also tagged, and here's a real woman wrestler. I'm not sure. We didn't smack talk women.
Who did we
wrestlers.
smack talk?
We didn't. But he sent us some funny moments of Candice LeRae. We all know who Candice LeRae is. She's a part of the world's cutest tag team with Joey Ryan. And she's also married or engaged / and or just dating Johnny Gargano of NXT. Way ahead of you, Alex, but thank you, sir. That's awesome. And let's go to the comments. Again, not me. Not me. It's there's no way this is so exciting and I can't even enjoy it.
Just get on with it. First
First off, racist fan Rocks4 commented, Wayne Gretzky's doing an alumni and celebrate game outdoor for the Bakersfield Condor the day before the game. When Bakersfield play the Moose in Manitoba, you should go to the game. Didn't that already happen?
They were here, yes. I don't know if they'll be here again.
Okay,
They were here
all
already.
right.
I was there actually.
Oh, okay. Julian Oxford commented twice. So first comment, long-time listener, first-time commenter. Thanks for commenting. Quick question. Are you guys ever going to do a best of? My editing abilities won't allow me to do that. Now, Greg has mentioned he'd love to do a best of. If you guys do have best of moments, I know what you could do is you could tweet them at us which episode it was in and the timestamps if you want, or when it started, roughly. That'd be fantastic. You can email it to us, lastminutepc@gmail.com. Second comment from
To be at your
Julian.
best, to have a best of, you have to actually be at your best, and I don't know that that's ever
I know we have
happened.
funny moments, if that's what he's alluding to. I'd love to. My editing abilities will not allow me to do it.
No.
I
That
think
seems
Greg
like
could
a
pull
lot
it-
of work.
I think Greg could pull it together. And
makes
then
one of us.
he has got a specific question for Greg, but I can ask him anyways. But should the Leafs trade one of their young wingers for a top 4 D-man? I'll give you a Greg answer right here. He's going to meander for about a minute around this question and then be like, I don't know, I think we're going to stand pat. I'll ask him when we call him because I'll do it right now.
Yeah,
They should
you
trade
know
one
why?
of their young prospects. They'd be dumb not to.
Because Matt Hunwick is really good.
Don't you crap talk Hunlak, okay? Hunwick and
Still
Polak.
Roman Polak on their
Hunlak,
team.
how dare
They
you?
let him go, and they brought him back.
Powick and Hunlak, how dare you? All right, I'll call Greg and see what he says here. Hopefully he even answers if my phone allows.
Where was the comment? Where was your comment?
What's that?
You didn't read it.
I'm hanging up on Greg before I get there. Oh, just hung up.
Do you
on
notice
Greg.
how I refer to it as your comment, and you're like, oh.
No, it's Luke. Shut up. This is from my favorite commenter as of right now. Favorite comment, my brosif from the Fly Guys. Luke Trottier commented, "You guys should try and get an interview with Radko Gudas." Wait, stay with me. Shouldn't be hard if he's such a bum, but for real, love the podcast almost as much as Gudas. He's a solid top 4 D. 2 up likes. And I didn't like it.
From
No! It's not me!
You made
It's
2
not
more
just-
accounts just to like it twice?
Shut up! I like it so much, but I can't even, I can't prove. It's not me. It's not me. It's not me!
you don't sound convincing when you say that.
I know, but it's because I'm so excited that someone shares the same thought with me. It sucks. I'm not, there's no way, there's not even if Luke is a real person, hypothetically, because I know he is a real person. He's real.
You met him.
Yeah, I want to meet him is what I'm getting at. We would both have to log into our YouTube simultaneously in different rooms and have a chat conversation back and forth, and even then you guys won't believe me.
Nope.
I can't even
It's
prove
just
it.
Cam in a mirror. He just
It's
switches
not
his
me!
hair to the other side.
Yeah, the other side. We're tired. Flip my jersey around.
You know that Kermit meme where he's looking at himself in the mirror, he's got the hood on?
Yeah, me, the real me.
That's you.
It's not Luke's a person. I know he is. I can't even, there's no way around this. There's no way I'm ever going to win this. It's not me. It's not me.
We can talk about Gudis only if we refer to him as the cheese man.
Is it Cheeseman?
Yeah. Gouda cheese.
All right. Let's
Cheeseman.
see if Greg answers. Hi, this is Last Man in Podcast. We're trying to look for the Austin Matthews train.
Well, I believe it's in Toronto right now.
That's the best you got, Greg. Come on, buddy. That was terrible. We're all waiting for gold here.
No.
That
Greg?
was,
No, just disappointed.
that was a Brian Burke answer.
Well, you know what? When he scores 7 goals in 8 games since not scoring in 13, it's pretty good. But the problem is this team continues to carry third period leads late into the game and somehow find a way to lose them. It just makes no sense. They're in overtime right now with San Jose, and I don't even know. I'm probably going to get a notification while this is going on that it's going to go to shootout, and the Leafs are probably going to end up losing somehow.
You seem very stressed out,
So
Greg.
this is Christmas. Greg, do you have any big news for us for this week? Do you have any things you want to share? Anything else to leave? Oh, actually, we had a comment. Julie in Oxford asked you specifically, do you think the Leafs should trade one of their younger top forwards or wingers for a D-man? And would you do it?
Well, I can say that I wouldn't want to trade Nylander out of everyone because for some reason, his name kept popping up because he was playing on the fourth line but it's an inevitability that eventually they're going to have to trade one of their young talent. But I think keeping kind of Marner, Nylander, Leipzig, Soshnikov, Kapanen as their core, if they can keep those 5 or 4 of those 5, and 2 of them would have to be Marner and Nylander, and then maybe move Soshnikov or Kapanen. I'd be okay with it as long as the defenseman is good. If they had hypothetically traded Kasperi Kapanen for Kasperi Kapanen in a second or something like that, and had gotten Jacob Trouba, I would have been very pleased with that. Like, that's the kind of return that I'd be expecting. But I think him very much for the comment. That's I haven't put a lot of thought into it because I'm just kind of really excited with the way the team is this year because it's the first time in a very long time they've been competitive consistently. So
I can tell you haven't put a lot of thought in it because you left Austin Matthews out of your core, so you could trade him for a defenseman.
No, he said no touch though.
It was wingers. It was wingers.
Yeah, he said wingers. He said wingers specifically in the question. He did.
Because Matthews is a centerman, and he's the future cornerstone number 1 center on that team. And Marner will probably end up being the number 2, followed closely probably by the number 3 being Frederick Gauthier if he ever makes it there. Maybe Nazem Kadri in the future. I don't really know what their plans are, but they need more defensemen because right now they've got good old Hunlak, which is just awful.
Told you.
we mentioned right as we were calling you, like right before, how awful Hunwick and Polak are, and why? What is like?
Is Hunlak the like?
Or Hunlak?
Hunlak.
Is Hunlak the name for both of them? Hunlak.
Yes, that's
their tag team.
parent.
Yeah, and
So-
and Babcock's got actually like wrestling Rasselroo like underwear with Hunlak across the bum, and he puts on a cape, and he's like, "Guys, I'm Hunlak." And the lights go out, and then he's got a theme music. It's like The Undertaker, except he comes out with like a broken hockey helmet. Then he throws it. Hunlak is here. You're fine. I think that's how it goes.
So
Pretty
to
accurate.
answer Dan's question about what's so bad about them, a lot of it is just zone exit. Like I talked about it somewhat on the podcast last year, just about how Chris Russell has a tough time with his first pass. It was another knock on the advanced stats with Shea Weber was that his first pass isn't always good. And that's the problem with Polak and Hunwick. They've shown multiple times this year where they're hemmed in their own zone. Their wingers get it to their defenseman behind the net, which is where you want it. And they just can't break the puck out. Their first pass is awful. It'll go for icing. It'll be intercepted, and it turns into a scoring play. And that's the problem with it, is they just seem to be way too chaotic in their own zone, and they're not very stable. And for some reason, Babcock continues to play them. So clearly, his masterful mind is seeing something that mine is missing, and that's why he gets paid the money he gets paid, and I work at a canteen at a hockey rink.
For now, and then
For
we
now.
take over the world.
Well, that's what we're going to try to do every day.
Hey, Greg, what are your thoughts on the junior cuts today if you saw them?
I only saw a couple, and really none of them surprised me. Like, I'm really excited to see what they've done. Like, I don't know if you follow the line pairings at all.
I
I'm
have,
excited
most
that
of
they're
them.
putting, like, unexperienced. They're putting, I think his name's Sam Steele with, like, Matt Barzell and Julien Gauthier, 2 guys that have already played there. And they're using one of their strong wingers to be like, okay, well, you're going to play with these 2 good guys. And then, obviously, Dylan Strome's going to head on he'll be the first-line center, and he gets his teammate from Erie on his line. And that works, when you have 2 guys that play on the same team together. The crazy thing is, and I realized this the other day, is Marner and McDavid could be on this team, which is just ridiculous, which also means that Matthews and Laine could also be in this tournament.
And Eichel and
And Eichel, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
what's the other one?
Kachuk.
Hey,
Lots of
don't leave out the big boys. Provorov and Konechny, okay? The big
No one
boys.
cares about your Flyers.
Oh, you mean the 9-0 in their last 9 games Flyers? Those ones? Greg?
Yeah, no one cares about them.
I think the Flyers have more. How many wins do the Leafs have? Please be less than that.
11.
Damn it, so close. Ah!
No, but the last thing I was just gonna say about the Flyers, like they've been very impressive, and I was gonna ask you, Cam, what do you think's the biggest thing that's gonna knock them? Like, because they didn't make the playoffs last year, and really, realistically, they're wasting 2-3 really good players' primes right now in Giroux, Simmons, and Voracek if they don't make a push for the playoffs. What's the biggest thing that's stopping them from entering the conversation with the Washington Capitals, the New York Rangers, the Pittsburgh Penguins? So essentially the Metropolitan Division.
I could think of one player.
Okay, well, what's your one player, Dan?
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Gudis?
Radko Gudas.
No. Huh. Luke. Radko Gudis? No, he's not the issue at all. Like, I seriously think he's a great defenseman. He does his job for the Flyers. What they're lacking is when they finally get hot, someone always gets hurt. And it's not like, it's like a Newverth or like a Couturier, or Couturier gets hurt in the playoffs. So I would say injuries, like full roster. I'm like, say barring injuries, full roster. I'm confident the Flyers could go into the playoffs and win a playoff round. Now, see, the thing is, where they match up favorably against the Pens because they always get amped up for the Pens. It's the teams like, say the Rangers. Say they draw the Rangers because they're the wild card Rangers who's going to be first, hypothetically. Where they just get stunted by like parents because they don't match up well against like defensive-minded teams. They don't match up well. Like, I was actually texting Matt about this earlier this week, how like the Flyers match up great against like an Ovechkin and like the Washington and against Pittsburgh because they can match them. But what sets the other teams apart from them is the Flyers like bottom two lines can't play against the Washington's bottom lines. Basically, anyone in their division at the moment, apart from maybe Columbus, they can't match up against the bottom lines. So I would say depth. Depth would be what's holding it back.
And goaltending. It's so streaky. It's
streaky,
They
but
don't
they
really
get
have a
it done,
proven
though.
goalie on their roster, which is, and that's, I'm surprised they're doing, like, they have a good team, but I'm surprised they're doing as well as they are, because if you look at their goaltending tandem on paper, you go, ugh.
Isn't Neuwirth hurt right now, too?
You know?
Yeah, so it's been Steve Mason. And Stolars as well.
But their goaltending, you look on paper and you go, oh, that doesn't look very good, but their goaltending has actually been pretty good.
Yeah, but to answer the question, I would say that what sets them apart from other teams and what most teams who don't find success in the playoffs are is depth. Because their fourth line normally on a regular night is usually, now of course I'm drawing blank here, it's Chris Vandevelde, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, and a combination of like a Nick Cousins or come on. Either way, who's that?
Matt Reed.
Matt Reed, he's injured, and normally he's a third-line center. But, yeah, there you go. It's like, when I name those guys, like, I bet you if I go to even just a standard NHL fan, not even, like, guys like us where we know a little more than the average, they're going to be like, oh, I've never heard of those guys. It's like, at least the Stanley Cup contending teams, like the Final Four, I can name a fourth-liner, and most fans know at least one of the three on that line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I would say depth would be what holding them back.
So, I want you guys to take solace. We're all fans of different teams, but let's all take solace that we're not Vancouver Canucks fans right now.
Yeah, Dan pointed that out.
You guys knew they were up 5-2 against the Hurricanes and lost 8-6.
Yep. Yeah, Dan mentioned that right before we called you. They are just...
They're up 5-2 going into the third period.
Yeah, I know. That is... it's fun to be that team today.
Yeah.
How does Jim Benning feel about that loss?
No, we'll talk to him next week. Last quick thing. Did you guys?
He was on the line and ready to go.
Well, sorry. Go ahead, Greg.
I just want to say one last quick thing before I get off here, as I got to kind of finish up. Did you guys talk at all about how some of Winnipeg media now wants Paul Maurice's head on a stick and want to get rid of him?
No,
we didn't. But I've
give us spark
been
notes
reading
real quick. We're already over time, Greg. Give me a spark notes of this.
Essentially all that's being said right now is the Sun even put out an article today just saying that, you can't just blame the schedule. This team needs to perform. And it's something I've said all year, but I don't think the coach is the problem. I think part of it is the lineup. You can't expect people to do, you can't expect this team to be so successful with the lineups they've been putting out because half of them have been their AHL team because the team's been so hurt. So they're calling for Maurice's head on a stick because obviously you can't fire all the players, you fire the coach, whatever. But it's just because they haven't found recent success and people are expecting, they have higher expectations now. And I fall into the same group that has higher expectations, but I think, switching a coach every 3 years isn't the solution. You have to work through your issues and you have to commit long-term to things. So
the only thing
I don't think it's right to fire him. I don't think it's at the right time. I think in 3 years with the talent that we have, if we aren't a playoff team or haven't won a game or haven't won a round in the playoffs, in 3 years, I think that's when you got to visit that. Not now. Not when the team is just in its second year of turnover for young guys. So I don't agree with it, but I'd love to hear what you guys have to say.
I don't really... Yeah, I mean... The only thing that the only thing that I don't like about what he does is I feel like he jumbles the lines way too much. He he finds combos that work, and then he gives it a game or two, and then if they lose a game and then the next game they don't score in the first period, he just shuffles the lines around, and it's just he does it too much. Like, I mean, the game on Saturday, they had Marco Dano playing on the top line with Wheeler and Little, and like I'm like it makes no, like, I get if you're not winning, like, your first instinct might be to change it up, but I think he does it a little too much.
Well, and just to that, like, to your comment there, like, to bring it back to the Leafs, because, they're the center of the universe, everything revolves around them. But to bring it back to them, you look at their lineup this year, the only big changes has been Peter Holland out, Ben Smith in. So their fourth line really hasn't changed. Matt Martin's still there. Soshnikov's been playing there once Nylander got moved back up. But, like, they have not touched the JVR, Bozak, Marner line. And that line has been very successful recently, or all year. But they just have never changed it. They never moved Matthews and Hyman off different lines. Like, Matthews and Hyman have played the entire season together. Bozak and Komarov have played the entire season together. I think something needs to be said, or there is something to be said about having familiarity with the players you're playing with. And I don't think it helps guys like Nick Ehlers or Patrick Laine to be switching all the time. Now, if Mark Scheifele's healthy, Blake Wheeler's healthy, and Nick Ehlers is healthy, that should be your first line, period, bar none. No questions asked, and that just should be it, because it worked last year. It's going to work. It's a good first line. You go with that, and then you build from there. And you shouldn't change just because, your team lost last night. It's because the lines are up. There's so many factors that go into a game, and jumbling lines has nenever made sense to me, ever.
I would,
Stick
and
with
like,
your team.
I wouldn't even say it's Scheifele, Wheeler, Ehlers. I'd say you had Laine, Scheifele, Ehlers as your line for the first month, and it was arguably the best line in the whole league. And Scheifele gets hurt, so you put Little there, and the line does well. So then when Scheifele comes back, you don't put Scheifele back, which to me, and they still haven't, which to me makes no sense. I think Greg.
I don't know. They're a confusing team, but I can't wait to talk about it next week with you guys, as I will hopefully be there for our Christmas.
Great.
Oh, is that next week?
Are we doing it next week?
Well, are we doing it next week?
I better get shit
Yeah,
going.
confirmed. Next week.
All right.
Because it'll be the 20th.
I better get going.
Perfect. All right, Greg. I'll see you later.
Thanks, bye.
My biggest thing with the Pomo thing, who's replacing him? There is not a coach better than him on the free agent market right now.
I beg to differ.
Who?
Patrick Waugh.
No, he's not.
How dare you? He's great at coaching talented players.
Yeah.
He tells them to go. That's it.
He has no systems or nothing. Go.
You want to get the
Be gone.
worst coach that you could possibly get in the market? There you go. You just
filled it.
Yeah, him and Hartley coach together.
Yeah. There you go.
Bob Hartley's that coach. Like, he's a good, like, he's actually a good coach, and his teams do well, but he's such a dick that
You got two seasons.
That after the second season, they're like, no, we had enough of you.
We don't want you around anymore.
Like, literally, Thrashers, they made the playoffs. 8 games into the next season, they fired him. They literally, because I think they were like 0-8. They're like, you know what, just go.
Please leave.
Like, after making the playoffs.
Please leave.
After
Mr.
winning your
Hartley.
division, they're like, nope, you can go.
Be gone.
Like,
All right, so speaking of teams who won't be winning their division, who's a Patrick's Parade?
Patty's Parade, hang on.
Yeah, you let me have it.
All right, leading it off. Ooh, Dallas.
Oh, no.
That's surprising. And we have the Islanders, Canucks, the Coyotes, and the Avalanche.
Like the Avalanche need another top flight player. Come on.
Well, if they do, they'll trade one of their top flight players for defensemen, because that's what they've been needing for how long?
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go after Shattenkirk.
I started to be a GM with Colorado before I came here, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Totally dismantled their whole team.
Right? What was your first move? Who's the player you always go for? This is what I'm going to
This is my first be a GM in NHL 17, so I went and got a third line center and a good defenseman that right here in Winnipeg. Perot and Myers for, I don't even know who. It was a huge swap of I think I gave them 5 pieces for 2. Probably overpaid, but needed a third line center. And then I got Parayko for Soderberg in a second.
Not bad.
All right.
You got to jump on the rookies in those games, because you can get them for nothing.
Yeah.
You could probably get Laine for nothing.
No, he's pretty high up there.
Is he, though?
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Ever since they gave him a bit of a boost.
Ever since he scored 17 goals.
Yeah, exactly.
18
All right.
if you want to count.
Well, closing words. You can email us, lastmanNPC@gmail.com. Twitter, lastmanNPC. YouTube, Last Man In Podcast. You can get us on Pocket Cast, iTunes, YouTube. All right, well, see you guys next week. Have a good one.